the Jealous Podcast. I am here with John today. John, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. It's a hot week. We're getting ready for fair.
Fair time, baby.
Fair time.
You know it's fair time when you start to smell the grease in the air.
Oh, I thought you were going to say manure, but
Oh,
yeah.
that's
The smell of the cow barn and the horse barn and the pig barn and the chickens. By the way, chickens are the worst smelling farm animal.
Really?
Hands down. If
Is
you
that
drive,
personal preference or
no,
is
if
that
you
fact?
drive by a chicken farm, you know that is a chicken farm.
Chicken farm.
You also know the smell of swine. So
Yeah. What's your favorite part of the fair?
people watching.
Yeah?
Like, it's better people watching at the Iowa State Fair than it is in Las Vegas. Hands down. If you've ever watched people watched in Las Vegas, Nevada,
Yeah.
you get some just very diverse crowd.
There's
you
a lot of color.
You go to the Iowa State Fair, it's a very diverse crowd in
Yeah.
a very different way. And I mean that with all due respect. It's
Yeah.
one of those things where you sit there and just smile and say, I need this once a year.
Damn. It feels good to be me. Is that what you say?
In my head, yes. I don't sing it out loud like you do.
I have Uncle Cracker on my brain because I'm going to be seeing him soon, so I just keep singing
I'm shocked
along.
it's not Nelly on your brain.
I know. I was supposed to go to Nelly, and I was so pumped, but the
Why
Ozarks
aren't
is
you?
calling my
Is
name.
that this? When is it?
The weekend of Nelly.
It's the weekend of Nelly. It's like the year of the dragon and for the Iowa State New Year.
It's like I'll be gone the weekend of August 12th and all that. So
Oh, well, Ozark sounds better anyway.
that's what I was kind of thinking too.
Now I'm kind of jealous of you.
No. I love the fair, so I'm jealous of missing that first Friday. I love that first Friday.
East Saturday night.
It gets me going. Like, talk about
Gets the people going.
talk about people watching. That's the night to do it.
Yeah, from a distance.
Just sit there with your corn dog quietly.
On a bench. I'm not going to make eye contact.
no.
Don't make eye contact while eating the corn dog or the hot dog.
To each their own is what I always
You make
say.
eye contact while eating the corn dog.
I will. Just to make you a little uncomfortable.
Shelby, you do that without doing that.
Who are you jealous of this week, John?
I'm jealous of whoever you're weirdly staring at while eating a corn dog, I guess. I don't know. I am jealous. This one off the rails real fast.
Oh my God, I'm sweating.
I am jealous of Tiger Woods
Oh, okay. Why
being
is that?
able to turn down $700 million from the LIV Golf Tour.
Wait, tell me more. I don't know
So
about this.
it was just announced today, well, the day we're talking,
August 2nd.
August 2nd, that Tiger Woods reportedly turned down $700 million, money, 700 mil,
Yeah.
to play on the LIV Golf Tour, which is like the Saudi Arabian back league. There's been this big battle between LIV and PGA, and Tiger's a PGA purist. He wasn't going to leave. He doesn't gain anything by leaving other than just payday after payday, apparently. But
Dang, to be in the position where you can turn down 700.
that's more money than the Mega Millions winner got.
That's what I was just going to bring up. Did you bought
I bought tickets.
How-
I won $2.
Stop. Hey, at least you won something.
I put 20 in. I won $2.
Well, I only bet 3, or not bet.
You can't put $3 down on a
We
Mega Millions.
split one.
With $3.
Like my group of friends
Okay,
did it,
okay,
and so
okay.
I contributed 3.
So are you jealous of the person in Illinois, the one
Why
person?
not? Yeah, is that what they mean by single man in Illinois? Like, is he available?
He might be single,
I'm kidding.
and he is anonymous. Illinois does not require you to identify yourself as
Yeah.
a lottery winner, so he can remain anonymous
Which
with his like $432 million after tax.
would you remain anonymous?
Yeah.
I would too.
I would move to backcountry Minnesota, live on a lake for the rest of my life, and become a Zamboni driver.
Wow. Oh, Zamboni driver.
Yeah, I would build my own ice arena next to a lake and be a Zamboni driver.
Hey, would you be able to get me on a ride on a Zamboni?
Yeah.
That'd be
I
so
want to
fun.
ride the Zamboni. Hee-hee.
Look at us just
Yes,
like
I do.
musical geniuses.
Who are you jealous of?
Oh shoot. I don't know. I brought up right before we got on is that I'm jealous of people that live on that East Coast. Because after I ate that lobster roll that Brooks brought today, I'm like, give me this every day, every night. I want to eat that up.
Would not get tired of a lobster roll every day.
So that kind of leads us into our conversation that we had today with Brooks. Do you want to talk about why you brought Brooks on today?
So Brooks, I mean, we hit on it a little bit in the podcast, but just one great person, great human being. But he's the guy that helped create Bacon Fest, which has just been an absolute hit here in central Iowa and across the world globally, as you'll find out. And then he opened JR's SouthPork Ranch there at the state fairgrounds and has some of the hottest items you'll find at the fair. Literally hottest. You'll find out more. And some of the coolest. Like, I mean, he's just a great person and somebody I've looked up to as I've gotten to know him over the last few years moving back to Des Moines. I didn't realize he was a Roosevelt grad.
Yeah, you guys had
no
that in
idea.
common.
And then he tells me, and then
Rough Riders.
he's besties with my AP English teacher.
Yeah.
And so I think I made him feel a little old there.
No, I know. I didn't want to tell him while he was here, but he said like 26 years ago he went to Iowa. That's how old I am.
He was just going to Iowa as Shelby was just entering life.
Yeah, right? Gosh.
Good stuff.
So I'm really excited to have this conversation with him today. He does so much charity, too. Stuff for the community. He's just an all-around good guy.
Huge personality.
You can't miss him.
No. If you meet Brooks once, you'll meet Brooks every single time you see him from then on out.
So we'll have to go see him when we hit the fair for
Keith
Urban. We're going to hit up
Maybe Nicole Kidman will be there.
No, you think she'll come to Iowa?
No, but I can dream.
Yeah. Is she on your list?
No, she's not on my list. I just, again,
Friends,
Days of Thunder.
You know, Friends, they have their list and it's laminated.
Yeah. I'm more of an Office guy.
Are you really? I thought you liked Friends too. I was going to do
okay
a
with Friends.
Too.
I can do Friends, but The Office is like where I live.
Okay.
That's my realm.
I need to get brushed up on that for you because you've thrown a couple at me the past few months and I haven't caught them.
No, you have missed them.
Well, ever since they took The Office off Netflix.
It's on Comedy Central every single day.
But I don't turn that on. I'm on Netflix. I'm on
Do you have
Hulu.
YouTube TV?
I do. It's just not up. I haven't logged into it in my room. You know what I did before? I did the free trial Peacock before I
tried to watch it there.
Yeah, I did that once.
Just watch it on
I watched
Comedy
it
Central.
one night, and then I had to cancel my free trial because I'm
sorry.
like, I'm not paying for that.
No, I'm the same way.
Anyway, Brooks was a delight. Be sure to stop by JR's when your time at the fair this year because he has good music, good beer, and
Every day.
and good food every day.
Oh, great food.
Every damn day. Well, thanks for bringing him on. He brought us food. I mean, man.
We're saving Mackenzie one in the fridge until she returns from maternity leave.
Yeah.
If it'll be safe to eat, we'll find out.
We'll let you know right here on the Jealous Podcast. Enjoy. Welcome back to the Jealous Podcast. I am here with Brooks and John today, and we got a rowdy crew going on. So I'm first going to kind of kick it off to John. I want you to tell me why you brought Brooks on and why you were jealous of him.
Yeah, so Brooks Reynolds here. I've met him 7 years ago back in the last job I was doing through just a random event, probably. He knew my dad pretty well through radio and all that kind of stuff and talking to him. And so I was like, hey, state fair time, JR SouthPork Ranch. Mm-hmm. Brooks Reynolds has to be here, right? It was the hot commodity last year, and so now he graciously said yes. I mean, we didn't have to bribe him at all for it.
And he fed us.
He fed us. Like, yeah, that doesn't happen everywhere you go. So
No.
I've been jealous of Brooks since I've met him because one, Bacon Fest, but two, the state fair, JR's pork ranch has just been awesome to see. But he's just a go-getter. You're a go-getter. You sit there and literally you just say, whatever, fuck it, throw sheets, throw it to the wind, and we're going to go after it. And that's kind of a mentality I'm envious of because you can't always have that in life,
Yeah.
or you don't feel like you can. And Brooks kind of says, no, I can.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do.
I love that.
And even if he doesn't know what the hell he's doing, he's just going to go figure it out.
Make it till you make it, baby.
He makes magic out of bacon and state fair. So.
Bacon's magical in itself.
Yes.
Now that he pumped your tires a little bit, can you tell us a little bit about
Just fill him up a little bit.
Who is Brooks? Where are you from? What's your background? All that.
Sure, yeah. Patrick Brooks Reynolds. Brooks is actually my middle name.
Really?
Initials are PBR. From here in Des Moines.
Iconic.
Des Moines. Went to Roosevelt High School.
Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Reppin'.
That's
West
right.
Side.
Nice.
Went to a couple universities. I'm not going to say how many, but it's a couple. And, you know, came back here to Des Moines and probably after school in the early 2000s to work and was a photographer and worked for Red Bull for Zach Voss. Voss Distributing was his first employee back in the day, and did all that. And then I became an insurance executive. That was great. I really enjoyed that.
That does not seem like it fits who you are.
Short hair, clean shaven, wore suits, sold truck insurance. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was short-lived.
But, you know, my family were very involved in nonprofits here in central Iowa. My parents started the Variety Children's Charity Telethon with a couple other families back in the early 70s. And I had a sister that was affected by just, you know, she was born with one lung and just they didn't have what they do today to help kids and that had, you know, special needs. And so she passed away. So my family dedicated their lives to helping kids. And so I've kind of always grown up in the nonprofit world and the Variety Children's Charity Telethon, which, you know, before the pandemic, I think we had 47 of them. We've raised 120 million. So I've kind of always been around events and kind of been around unique individuals, to say the least. And, you know, just met a lot of great people. You know, Channel 5 was it for a while and, you know, knew a lot of great folks from there. But you know, always kind of gave back and was involved in just events. And in 2001, we decided to have just a weekend getaway with a bunch of guys up in Okoboji, at Spirit Lake, actually, at the Porter Cabin. And we called it Beer and Bacon and we didn't mean to do this, but everyone brought bacon. Everyone brought I think there was like 10 of us, and we had 40 pounds of bacon. So we're let's cook it the whole time. And we did that for a couple years. And my buddies' wives would get mad at us because we'd get so intoxicated. We'd come home and they'd be hungover for 3-4 days afterwards. And, you know, then in when was it? 2007, there was a class being offered at Living History Farms called All About Bacon. And I was like, can we have our own private class? And so we had 18 guys on March 31st, 2007, go to Living History Farms and learn about bacon, learn about just Iowa bacon and the history of bacon and whatnot, and tasted a bunch of bacon with Leo Landis, who works at the Iowa Historical Society, and we call him the Professor of Bacon. And
what a title!
You know, and I was part of the group that reinvigorated Young Variety back in the early 2000s. So we were like, well, let's do a bacon event for charity, and that's kind of how Bacon Fest got started. But yeah, I'm just a Des Moines guy, big Iowa guy. I love to travel. I get out. You know, we do events in Iowa, and Iowa, Minnesota, Colorado, Kansas City. You know, pre-pandemic, we were in Iceland and Japan. Those events are a lot of fun, and I mean, I'm not afraid to talk to anybody. So,
what is the response to bacon in Iceland?
It was great. The first time we did it was in August of 2011. We basically set up a table in the middle of the street and griddled 100 kilos of bacon, and we had 10 cases of beer. And like 400 people came in. They're like, free bacon and beer? Like, this is great. And then our buddies in Iceland, they saw how much fun we had. They're like, they were more organized. And then the next year we had 3,000 people in our second year. And it was just, it really took off. And, you know, it's obviously pork is not really a main, you know, it's not consumed a lot in Iceland, especially in, you know, they just don't have a lot of pig farms. But, and with the EU, it's hard to get U.S. bacon in there. I was punked one day by the Reykjavik Police Department. One of my buddy's girlfriends is a police officer, and they pulled me over, and they heard we were smuggling bacon into the country and like searched us and put us in the back of a cop car, and then they got us out, and you know, it was, and they have it on video somewhere. I've never seen it, but it was great. You know, at one point I think we had like 10,000 people come to our event. It was on this beautiful street in downtown Reykjavik, and I'm actually going back on August 29th for my 12th trip, and we're going on a lamb roundup. We're going to go, you know, rustle up about a 5,000 lamb, and you know, we're working on a project over there. I hope to announce sooner than later, but yeah, just fun stuff. And Iceland's amazing. I would go if you can.
What's the best beer to pair with bacon, from your point of view?
My point of view, one of my favorite beers is, I can't even sell it at the Iowa State Fair at my bar because it's exclusive to another establishment at the Iowa State Fair. It's Barntown's Pickle Tickle Ale.
Yeah.
It's a pickle beer. And it's if you like pickles, it is. I was at the Minnesota State Fair in 2018 with Drew County of the Bird's Nest, and I had 7 pickle beers. And I'm like, you got to get this beer at your bar. This was before I had JR's. And he's like, okay. And I think he sells like 50 or 60 kegs of pickle beer.
Funny story about Drew County. He was my AP English teacher in high school.
What?
Dead serious.
Did you pass?
Probably.
Look at you now.
Yeah, I know. writing up things left and right. So small world there.
I love pickled vodka, but pickled beer, I
You
might
gotta
have
try
to
it.
get
It
my
is-
hands on that.
It is fire.
Dang, and a beer back too with your bloody of pickled beer.
Oh, it's delicious.
Oh, that'd be so good.
But then,
and then the bacon in the bloody.
so hang on. We're talking bacon and pickles. I was going through this guy's menu for JR's. They have a bacon pickle mac and cheese.
Oh shit. Nice.
Well, the menu we have is amazing. I mean, I am so fortunate that I was able to partner with Carrie and Corey Hansen and their executive team at Greek House Chefs to kind of mold what JR's is, and the food that we make is some of the best at the fair. You know, I'm tooting my own horn, but you know, we have chefs. We're a chef-driven food establishment. We have, you know, chefs that make. Nothing's really frozen. We have a few, like the French fries are frozen and the onion rings, but you know, everyth's made from scratch. I mean, the lobster rolls you guys had a little bit ago.
Thomas, go grab a lobster roll for us really quick. Bring it on over. Let's show this thing. But
you know, Heath Sheely, Matt Barber, Frank Hines, you know, the chefs that are kind of the executive teams with Greek House Chefs are, you know, we think of things all the time, and sometimes we're actually doing a food tasting this afternoon after this, so I have to go eat more.
What's wrong with eating more?
I know. I walk a lot of steps during the fair.
There you go.
Let's bring it back a bit. So how did the idea for JR's come into your mind? Like, where did that idea come from to go to the fair and create this? Oh, here comes the lobster roll.
Thomas is our intern. He's with us.
Oh, baby.
Look at that thing. If you look at this lobster roll, it is loaded to the brim with lobster meat. Sorry, I'll just hold it up right there for you, Rodney. So what else is on this?
Capers, onions, dill, parsley, lemon juice.
That's not a
salt,
typical
pepper,
state fair
mayonnaise.
food.
No.
This is
And we took a chance. We didn't know if it was
So
going to
good.
sell. And, you know, towards the beginning of the fair last year, it sold slow.
Yeah.
And then some guy did a food Facebook post on the Food Lovers blog, Food Lovers Des Moines or something like that. And then towards the end of the fair, we were selling 600 a day for the last 4 days. So, you know, we think that's our main focus for what we're marketing this year on social media is the lobster roll and then obviously our beverage pairings.
perfect. Yeah,
and that
sorry to
kind-
interrupt you
No,
there
no,
on how
you're-
JR started.
Yeah, I want to learn more about how that idea came into fruition for you and what kind of sparked that.
So I've always been a fair junkie. In 2011, I actually had a bacon on a stick stand at Jalapeno Pete's. One of my best friends, Josh Crandall, at the time was married to the owner's daughter of Jalapeno Pete's. And we approached Gary Kirk, like, hey, could we do a bacon on a stick stand? And he's like, sure. So we did that for 2 years, and it was great. And we had so much fun. And unfortunately, Josh, they broke up, and so we got kicked out. But, you know, my family goes back to I'm a fifth generation Iowan. My family moved to Iowa in 1851 from New York City, New York, the state of New York. So they have been, you know, we've been in Iowa for 170 years. And so my family's been going to the fair since I'm assuming they went probably in the late 1800s. But then my great uncles, after they got back from World War II, they had booths at the fair. They sold trinkets and knickknacks. And chickens, I guess.
Oh,
my mom had to work the chicken stand, and she did not like working the chicken.
Live chickens?
They would kill the chickens.
Oh, kill the chickens. Okay.
They would process the chickens on site, I guess. And,
Oh my God.
and so they did
They're
that.
fresh.
They did that for a while in the 40s and 50s, and then my mom in the early 80s had a booth for Variety, the children's charity, and promoted that. And then I did my booth in the early 2010s and did that. And then I've always kind of been the Bird's Nest unofficial mascot.
Yeah.
I kind of would work there. I kind of have a unique schedule, so I'd go out there and hang out with Drew County and Andy L. and the whole crew out there and drink pickle beer and whatnot. And then I think it was early 2020 when the previous owners of JR's got in some trouble, and an article hit the register about, hey, they're going to get hit with tax evasion and they're going to basically getting kicked out of the fair. So I started, asking what's going to happen to the space. Yeah. And the fair put together an RFP, and 17 groups got the RFP, and I was one of them. And I was fortunate because, to become part of the Iowa State Fair is life-changing. Yeah. I mean, not many people get that opportunity. And so I actually sat on it for a month. I was like, what am I going to do? Because I needed a food partner. Food is the hardest. Food's only 20 to 30% of our revenue, but it's 70 to 80% of the headache and, whatnot. We wanted good food and whatnot. And
especially at the fair.
Right. And I'm a patron of Moulton Elementary School in downtown Des Moines. I've been doing kind of some fundraising efforts for the students for 6 years. We've raised $60,000. We'll give them, brand new logo sweatshirts, hoodies, T-shirts, because it's a very low income school district, and they can't afford just to have a logoed hoodie from their school. Yeah. And so we've been doing that. But about 4 years ago, Greek House Chefs, my partners, the Hansen family company, and Corey and Carrie, great folks. They started doing a turkey luncheon for the kids. Mm-hmm. So I call it the Holiday Hoodie Drive, and that's kind of how our business relationship started getting going. They would make a turkey luncheon for the kids for 600 staff and students, and we'd give them a brand new hoodie. Yeah. Awesome. And so that's kind of how we got together. So then I was their CFO and I grew up together, Jason Schlepphorst, and we're great friends. And I asked Jason, I go, do you think the Hansens would be interested in partnering with the fair? And they thought about it for a day and they said yes. And so, we got our heads together and we worked on it for a month, not every day, but a lot, just, throwing shit against the wall and see what was sticking ideas. And we had
it every day.
we had a big whiteboard of just, the weirdest things. We got a picture of it somewhere, and we were going to call it this thing and that and whatnot. And our original was going to be called Buckaroo Saloon, and then I hated that, and then it was just kind of cheesy, and so we submitted our RFP. We were fortunate to be a finalist, so they had 3 finalists, and we got to present on July 18th of 2020. And we lost. We came in second, and we were bummed. And I was going to go to Japan. Once the pandemic was going to hit, we do a bacon festival in Japan. I was just going to go and try to do some fun stuff over there in the Asian markets and whatnot. And so I was kind of moving on. And then in October of 2020, I got a call because the people that won the bid lost their funding, from what I was told, and they asked if I wanted to come back in, and I was like, of course. I was like, fuck yeah.
It's a no-brainer, right?
That's my first F-bomb.
No, you're good.
I'm used to being.
I'll start my tally.
I'm used to being on KXNO, so I used to try not to drop as many F-bombs. So fuck.
Just let them loose right now.
So we submitted we were like, yes, we want to do it. So then they were like, well, we want another interview with you with the concession board, not the fair board. There's the concession board, which is 5 people. Well, I actually had gotten COVID, so I had I had to do it over Zoom. I had no symptoms, which was great, but I did it over Zoom, which was kind of I liked because I was so nervous. It was the biggest, sales pitch of my life, and we won it, and we were very fortunate to win it, and and again, it's life changing, and I was one of another second best decisions besides partnering with the Hansens was selecting a great lady named Angie Fonku of Sidekick Development, who's my owner's rep, who basically her smallest project to date, or like in the last couple of years, she's used to doing like the Waukee Police and Fire Department, which is like $60 million, and mine was not even close to that. She's like, "You're the smallest project and the biggest pain in my ass," and I'm like, "I'm sorry," but she, to do that in the short amount of time that we had, we were 3 months behind because we didn't win it in July, and we were so fortunate to, and we are. We try to do as much as we can for the Blue Ribbon Foundation, for the fair. We're catering a couple breakfasts and dinners and lunches for a lot of the folks at the fair just for free, just because we have the ability to give back, and we try to do as much as we can.
That is so cool. Like your family legacy, like you said, it started probably in the 1800s. They went to the fair, and you've been able to carry that on now and reopen this restaurant and make it something for you and yourself. And it's so inspiring and so cool.
How did you come up with the name for JR's, though?
So originally it was going to be called Buckaroo Saloon. When we first pitched in July of 2020, the name was Buckaroo Saloon, and we lost. And I was kind of like, okay, good, I don't have to call it Buckaroo Saloon. And then when we got back brought in October, I was like, I don't like the name. Can we come up with something different? So my siblings, my brother Stan, my sister Suzanne, and my other sister Catherine, we're kind of on a group text, and they're all creative types and whatnot, and I was like, hey, I need to come up with a new name. What could we call it? And I had recently lost my mother, and I was very close to her, and she was such a great lady, and I kind of wanted to pay tribute to my folks just because they gave me a lot of opportunities, and my mom was one of my biggest supporters, and my brother was like, why not JR's? And so the J is for my mother, Jody. The R is for my dad, Rennie. My last name is Reynolds. My dad's nickname in college was Rennie. So JR's means Jody and Rennie. Oh. And then SouthPork is kind of an homage to the TV show Dallas, which is South Fork Ranch. Yeah. So we're South Pork Ranch. And we just kind of like that. And it's interesting. Our number one item is not even pork.
Yeah, exactly.
We do sell a lot of pork. We've got pork belly burn ends. We've got bacon. We've got the bacon pickle mac and cheese. We got a biscuits and gravy. We've got, the farmer's breakfast. We do sell a lot of pork, but then the BLT roll, which I'm going to go finalize after this.
Yeah. I love that. So what else can you expect from when I go to JR's? What should I expect? I got the lobster roll. What else am I going to get my hands on?
The bacon pickle mac and cheese was a huge surprise for us last year. It's delicious. It's a bacon. It's a pickled cheese sauce, which is delicious.
So awesome.
Back to pickles, we sold a ton of that. That is delicious. Do you like spicy food?
Yeah.
Nashville hot chicken.
Our Nashville hot chicken. Those Iowa State football players were crying the other day.
I think we have a video of Melanie actually eating that and dying from it.
Oh, yes.
She tried it last year, and I think she just about died from it.
I mean, I tell them, I'm like, you got to tone this down a little bit. I mean, I can have like one bite, and my whole mouth is on fire.
And then you said you have how many beers on tap?
Well, we have 78 beer taps.
Jeez.
But we probably have 30 plus different flavors. We've got Busch Light and Bud Light and Bud and Coors Light. But Barntown, Confluence, Toppling Goliath, Big Grove, Kinship, Peachtree, Quirk.
You're all about the locals.
Yeah, I've been fortunate. I've been friends with a lot of great brewers here locally. Pete Faber and I kind of grew up with. He's a Dowling kid, about a year younger than I am. I've known Megan McKay and her family for years. The guys at Big Grove are great. We did some stuff with them in the past. Zach Dobeck and Mike Kentfield at Kinship. Unfortunately, I'm really good friends with Mike, but they've got some great beers. We're serving Exile, their Tico Time, and Ruthie.
Awesome.
I'm trying to think, what else do I have locally? Toppling Goliath, Susie Larson, and then so we're serving a bunch of their great beers. Their Pseudo Sue and the I can't remember all the names.
Just
like the pineapple dragon fandango.
You have
something
me
or
at
other.
pineapple.
Yeah, we've got a bunch. We got a ZZ Hop.
Ooh.
Yeah, they got a special beer. We'll be doing a special of that on the Tuesday for ZZ Top that night. I'm only having one case of Pabst Blue Ribbon delivered. Just one
PBR,
case.
just one?
And is that for you?
Guess how many cans are in that case?
Oh, no.
I'm afraid to guess.
12.
1,844.
Oh, my God.
An 1844 pack.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the year they were established.
Oh, that's
Wow.
Yeah.
People
Pat
are so
Roach,
smart.
reach out to them.
Fancy.
Again, my initials are PBR, so I thought I'd just buy one case.
Just don't consume all 1,800
No.
yourself, please. I mean, I know the fair is 10 days. That's only like 180 beers a day, so you're good.
When do you start planning for? When did you start planning for this upcoming year?
The day after the fair.
You just get right into
No,
it.
my business partners, they all leave. Because they have to open up.
See you in August.
They have to open up their college campuses on the West Coast. So literally, some of them will leave Sunday night or Monday morning. We always have the fair on the brain. We always kind of talk and, hey, because we travel a lot and we're all foodies. And if we have something that we think can work at the fair, hey, let's try it. And, we'll take pictures. So we're on a group text of about 8 of us just sharing food ideas. And, we're lucky that this is our sophomore season. So we're not having to do much construction or rehabbing.
Because freshman year, you guys were right up against it.
We were doing electrical work the day that the fair opened.
I remember talking to you actually, and you're like, yep, we'll be open. I don't know how open, but we'll be open. It was a wild ride into that freshman year.
It was, but we got it done, and it was just some small, we didn't have enough electricity at our main food area, so we just had to move a couple things around. But we're ready, and we're gonna have obviously a lot of great music there. We've got 25 different music acts that are playing all 11 days, and Red Dirt Renegade, Micah and Chris Ronaldo. I'm trying to think who else. The River City, Iowa All-Stars or Opry All-Stars, a great group of local musicians.
Is there music every night then?
Every night, 2 bands. Most days have two bands a day. Some have 3. Some even have 4.
Oh, I love music.
Shelby's going to be hanging out there a little bit.
I've got this guy coming in from California, and his name's Rob Leans. I saw him play at XBK randomly one night with my buddy Mr. Hand, and then all of a sudden I'm in California quite a bit in the winter, so he was in LA, so I drove up to LA and saw him, and he was great, so I'm bringing him in. The Bells, which is a lady from Omaha who's playing. She's actually a Nashville recording artist. I'm trying to think.
Have you always had this entrepreneurial spirit about you? Like, you just always seem like this go-getter. You want it to happen. I'm going to make it happen.
No, I was very lazy in my 20s.
What happened?
I didn't want to sell insurance the rest of my life.
So now you're not selling insurance. You sell a lot of good stuff. I mean, is it kind of crazy? Like, would 10-year-old or 15-year-old Brooks ever believe this is who you are now?
Well, when I was 6, my mom asked me what my favorite subject in school was, and I said lunch.
Yeah.
So I probably should have gone into food earlier.
Should have known better.
Yeah, I didn't know what I wanted to do at 15.
Yeah.
I thought I wanted to be a teacher. I was a teacher. I taught English in South Korea for a year.
Oh, wow.
So I did that when I was 24, and I always knew I wanted to travel and see the world, and I do that kind of now. And now I'm more of I work in the warmer months, and then I'm going to get out of here. And, I head to Japan on October 25th, and we're looking to do something in Vietnam. We're, hoping to do something in Italy, because Iowa's sister states, we do a lot of stuff with them.
Okay.
We were actually trying to get something off with Ukraine. My cousin is the political affairs officer for the U.S. Embassy in Kiev right now.
Yeah.
What's that been like?
He actually got evacuated to Poland.
Wow.
But he's back.
Okay, good.
Where's your favorite place you've traveled to?
Favorite place? I do like Iceland quite a bit. I've been 11 times.
Yeah.
I mean, New Zealand is gorgeous. The South Island of New Zealand, Queenstown. I don't know. The next place I haven't gone yet.
I guess that too. That's good.
I'm planning a trip for Ireland in
Sweet.
In 2023. I'm going to Italy for Christmas or for the December. I'm going to Germany. So anywhere. I mean, I want to go everywhere.
That's kind of the perk of being an entrepreneur too, though. You get to make your own schedule and whatnot. Yeah. But what would you say is a hardship of being an entrepreneur and what you do?
You always have to be on.
Yeah.
You always have to be, sometimes you could have a rough day or you're tired and you see somebody and they want to talk to you for, whatever. And I'm pretty giving of my time. And,
very much so.
It's I don't have a normal job, so I don't have a normal set schedule, and which I do like. But sometimes it's like the next 3 weeks for me are going to be
nonstop,
crazy. 16-hour days, and I probably shouldn't go to Hinterland this weekend. But
you will.
I'm going to go to Billy Strings, and
we have someone going to Hinterland this weekend. She's excited. It's going to be hot, but she's excited.
Yeah, so I'll do that. But no, it'll be great. Again, we're so fortunate that I have a great team behind me at JR SouthPork Ranch. The Greek House Chefs folks are amazing, and then we just actually one of my great friends, younger brothers, Luke Seelman's kind of hopped on board to be our facilities director, so he does a lot of the stuff that I don't like to do. And, and sometimes I give him weird, odd jobs, and he's like, I have to do what? I'm like, just do it. Shut up.
Well, and then on top of everything going on with the fair the next 3 weeks, you turn around and go KC in like 2 months for a new Bacon Festival down there.
So that's October 8th at Sporting KC Children's Mercy Park. We're working with them on doing the Bacon Fest, BAKCON. So that'll be a fun day down there. It's a beautiful stadium. I was actually just there on Saturday. I did a...
We're losing your mic.
Now there?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah, we have that. And then we're actually doing a lobster roll pop-up, I guess. Or not really a pop-up. We're doing on October 15th. We'll do a big lobster roll. I don't know if we're going to do like a lobster feed where you can get like a whole live lobster. But I think that's just...
a lot.
It's a lot. But yeah, we're going to do a big lobster roll pop-up, and then we'll shut down JR's for the season because we don't have heat in the building.
Right.
Oh, shit.
But you guys have been doing other events too. Like, did you guys do like any of the car show down there for Good Guys?
We did the Good Guys car show. That was great. 2 days. That was a interesting learning. We did the first 2 days were great. The last day was a little slow.
Yeah.
So I think going forward, we'll do the first 2 days and not do the third. It's just labor. We're just trying, because labor is so expensive right now, and just trying to watch that. We did the World Pork Expo, which was great. We hosted a few folks, and we had some great dinners there, and we've actually got them lined up for next year. And then, we'll probably try to come up with a signature spring event, some type of foodie type event, maybe do a wine dinner, beer dinner, or whatnot, and then have our lobster roll event. In October 15th. And then actually I'm doing an event for Above and Beyond Cancer on their board. Cool. Dr. Deming and his nonprofit is great. I actually lost both of my parents to cancer, so it really didn't affect me until the last 3 years. So we're doing a thing, it's called the Fuzzball Stampede.
Yeah.
My mom had curly hair. I called her
Really?
the fuzzball. So we'll do a fun dinner with that. I think we'll probably have lobster rolls. It's a $125 ticket. We haven't gone on sale yet, but hosted wine, hosted beer.
Oh,
You
this Mike does not like us.
spitting the facts.
Now we can go.
Hosted wine, hosted beer, and then again we'll shut it down, and then I'm getting out of here for a couple of months.
Well, how do you keep evolving though too? I mean, you're in year 2 with JRs. How do you keep evolving JRs? How do you keep evolving Bacon Fest? Like, what is the mindset to continuously evolve, not reinvent the wheel, but just keep improving?
You just have to see what food trends are and what people want, and kind of mix things up. Like at our Colorado event, we added a bourbon tasting a couple years ago, and that really took off. And we're debating on doing that probably here in Des Moines if we do that concert the night before, and then probably try to do some more beer tastings and getting more local beers involved, and trying to get food vendors. But again, the hard part is there's not a lot of great truck vendors here in Central Iowa, and they're getting pulled to do. There's so many events now in Central Iowa, which is great, which is what we want. But it's just hard for a big event like me to get them to come and do a one-off event, because they can go somewhere else and make twice as much money.
Right.
And I get it, and I try to work with them as much as I can and try to get them free pork. But we just try to again see what they're doing, and do we make the event smaller and more intimate and raise the price a little bit, or we one time we had 12,000 people at Bacon Fest, which was crazy, and people would always complain, well, it's too big, and I'm like, well, yeah, it is. And,
bacon's awesome.
And we didn't know. We had no idea when we started it in 2008. We had 200 people. And in 2019 I think we had 45,000 people attend our events globally.
Oh my goodness.
Our event in Japan. I mean, how that got started. I was having a drink with an old friend of mine named Heather Davis Carmen. She was a teacher in Kofu, Japan, which is Des Moines' sister city in the prefecture of Yamanashi. And I was in Korea teaching English. And I didn't know. And she's like, well, do you know about the Iowa hog lift? And I'm like, no. So in 1960, 2 typhoons hit this region of Japan called Yamanashi and decimated their livestock, killed a bunch of crops and whatnot. And the state of Iowa sent relief. They sent 100,000 bushels of corn and 36 hogs, and it was called the Iowa Hog Lift. Oh. And jokingly, I said, well, we should do a bacon festival there. And it took me 3 years just to get just the proper, who to talk to. And then we decided to work with the Junior Chamber International of Kofu, called JCIK, and a great group of young professionals. And I still talk to Kumi Nakona, who was an exchange student in Des Moines with Marshall Porter, who Marshall, with his high school girlfriend's family. I mean, it's just such a small world.
This world is so small,
and it's so fun. And so I'm going back to Japan in October, and we're doing events with Berkwood Farms, Jones Dairy Farms, Chef Dominic Einarelli. There's actually a restaurant now in Tokyo called Big Iowa Barbecue.
Stop.
Yeah.
That is so. All of this from just a couple guys that ate bacon and drank beer one weekend.
Yeah.
Like, it is just mind-boggling to me what you were able.
Did you ever expect bacon to blow up like this?
No, because pork companies really don't promote bacon.
No,
you don't really see much. Some companies do now. Right Brand a little bit, Hormel, but a lot of the companies, they don't need to market it because it just sells itself.
Yeah.
And now bacon. I mean, where was I the other day? I was at Gateway Market buying. I made BLTs on Sunday night. Bacon was $9 a pound, $9.99 a pound for Webster City Custom Meats in the deli. And I was like, okay, but bacon's expensive now. But a lot of companies really don't market it because it sells itself. But no, we had no idea.
That's crazy.
What's your favorite way to eat bacon? Like, how do you like your bacon cooked?
I like mine a little chewy, not totally crispy on a BLT. Good wheat or white bread with a nice. I'm a Miracle Whip guy.
Okay.
my one of my buddies, my high school quarterback, Miles Kearns, is an urban farmer. Oh. He turned his whole backyard into like a garden. Yeah. So he brought over 4 different tomatoes, leaf lettuce on Sunday night, and he and his daughter and we made BLTs. I think I had 1.5. He had 2, and crushed some sweet corn. I prefer a BLT. I'm actually going to have that tonight for dinner again, just because I have a bunch of tomatoes.
Is that why you put the BLT on your menu this year? Like the BLT?
Well, that item is just it's easy to make.
Yeah.
For the fair, for food, we just try to make it so that it's easy to make and it's not very labor intensive. That's why we got rid of the beef rib. The beef rib was very difficult to make. It took a lot of time, putting it on the smoker, midnight and then, watching it throughout the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make my chefs not be as irritable as they were last year.
That's funny.
Was it fun to watch it all unfold last year? Like that first year, watching people love the food, react the way they did, and just kind of get that live in the moment feedback?
It is. It's great to see something that you work so hard at grow and develop and blossom. And, we had a slow start. I mean, the fair it was hot that first day, but then the second day was great. And we were so fortunate with the weather last year. And, is it going to be busier this year? I mean, because a lot of people didn't come to the fair because they were COVID scared.
Yep.
I think some people still are, but we're estimating, is it going to be the record year? I mean, is it going to be 1.2 million? I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope they all come to JR's.
And they like lobster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they spend $20 each at JR's.
Yeah, there we go. What's your favorite part of the Iowa State Fair?
My favorite part.
Besides the beer.
Yeah,
I actually like to go get my feet detoxed in the cattle pavilion.
Yeah.
I do that twice so that you go and you put your feet in this weird water solution.
And it changes the colors of it? Yeah, like draws the minerals
Have
out.
you done it?
My mother-in-law has one of these machines at her house.
Stop.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. So I'll go get like a milkshake from the dairy barn, go there and sit for like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And get my feet detoxed because I have probably a lot of toxins in there.
That is so interesting.
Safety meetings.
Yeah.
Safety meeting pre JRs. We would there was an establishment, I'm not going to say it, they know who they are. They had a beer bong, and we would beer bong. This was back in the 2019s. We would beer bong, and that was called a safety meeting. I got some good video I could show you.
I love
I'm a people person. I like to talk to people, and we feed the Iowa State patrol.
Yeah,
because there's 50 officers that are there every day. They do a first 5-day shift and then the second 5-day shift. So there's 100 officers that are there. So we feed them. I talk to them quite a bit. Buddy of mine, Sergeant Sonnenfeld, he's, whatever. I have a good rapport with him and talk to them. We like to take care of people because they're there working their butts off for the whole fair.
And they take care of you guys late at night.
I'm a bingo caller. I call bingo for the Blue Ribbon Foundation.
No way.
That's a fun gig.
You'd be good at that.
Yeah, I heckle. Well, it's a nice heckle.
Can we hear a bingo call from you?
Put him on the spot.
Yeah. Just picking letter and number.
Because see, it's if I see somebody and I'm like, if I let's say I saw your dad. Hey, Max, Mr. Schaefer, the voice of 1040 WHO radio, Maxwell Schaefer here. Why don't you come down and play some bingo? Come on, Max, you got 5 minutes to spare. Come on, let's come down.
Yeah,
I did actually once see an ex-girlfriend with her family. I did. I hadn't seen her in a while. It was nice. I was nice.
What's up, girl?
I was nice.
Hey, girl. Hey.
No, but I like to have fun. I mean, there's so many things to do at the fair. I mean, every once in a while, I'll buy the bacon that wins the best bacon and get into like a bid off with somebody. I'm not going to buy it this year because I'm trying to watch my spending.
Everyone is, yeah.
I'm trying to think what else.
Or what are you looking forward to doing or something happening at the fair this year? Is there anything crazy going on?
Are you going to hit any of the grandstand concerts?
Oh, yeah. I'll hit Brooks and Dunn. I'll hit ZZ Top. I'll probably hit Nelly. I'll hit Carrie Underwood.
Jealous of Nelly.
I'll hit Keith Urban.
We'll be at Keith Urban.
We will be at Keith. Our Bing Bang's heading there. I got an extra Nelly ticket if you want it.
I might have to hit Nelly too.
It's getting hot in her.
You want to come ride with me?
I'm not going to respond to either of these.
But again, there's so many different things. You could spend a day at the fair and not do the same thing for years. I mean, I do what's called hot laps.
What's that?
Well, so we have a golf cart or a gator, and I'm usually dressed something like this. I'm wearing a cowboy hat. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry I didn't shave. I'm going to the barber later, so I'm going to have a
Who's your barber?
Her name's Ashley.
Okay.
At Scissors and Scotch in Ankeny.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you live in Ankeny?
No.
Oh.
You go to Ankeny for your barber, though.
Don't scuff that at me.
Do you live in Ankeny?
I do.
Sorry. No, I live 3 blocks west away from golf course.
Okay.
I tried to get into the Scissors and Scotch in West Des Moines, but they couldn't get in, and I got in her, and I don't mind going up to Prairie Trail, and she's just been great. So it's I gotta have to. My sister says I look like a cartoon sometimes. I'm like, okay, whatever.
still have the best flow I've seen in a long time in Des Moines. So
sure.
People watching's got to be fun too.
Oh yeah. Well, no, the hot lap is a great people watching thing. So we'll go on. It depends on if we need to go get ice or go whatever, or go get something or go get gas, and we'll kind of do a big lap and talk to people and point at people and just have fun and and like tomorrow night I'm having a dinner with a couple of vendors who are great friends of mine, and we're just going to hang out. I'm grilling them steaks. We're going to talk shop.
Perfect. And
these are 3 or 4 of the bigger vendors at the fair, and we're just and Eric Campbell, who is such a great mentor and friend, he's like, I want you to succeed. He goes, when you do well, I do well. And he goes, I'd love that you're bringing a new energy to the fair, and that's what we want. We want to just bring another mentality to the fair, and we have a lot of fun. So, sometimes we'll stop by, the depot and maybe get a beer or White Claw, and then go to see Stan Kranovich and go get a 27-degree beard here, and then maybe go somewhere and have a safety meeting, and then maybe go up to Drew County's and have a pickle beer, because you can only get pickle beer at Drew County's.
I'm going to have to go there and try this son of a gun, because that sounds something up my alley.
I've been asking to sell it at my place for 2. He's like, no, it's exclusive. Like, fuck
makes
you.
everybody
Fuck you, Drew.
Forces everyone to walk up that damn hill.
I know.
Yeah,
fuck that hill.
What the hell? My feet and it's the heat. It's just not good.
So should we have him rank our
Let's
foods?
do it. So we rattled off about 7 famous fair foods, and we want you to rank them for us so we know what you're looking for at the fair. First up, fried Twinkies.
Show it to the people. Fried Twinkie.
Well, can I look at them and then tell you what they are?
Oh, that's
Because I don't know what they all are, so I can't say 1 through 7.
Yeah, we'll show them all to
10
you. Yes.
So fried
Twinkie.
Okay.
Barksdale cookies.
Those are delicious. I usually will get during a hot lap, we'll have a cookie hot lap.
Oh.
And go get, but actually there's a booth right next to us, but I'll go to the original one because I need a hot lap excuse.
Yeah. Exactly. Cheese curds.
I do love me some Brad and Harry's.
Brad and Harry's cheese curds. They're clutch. We've got the corn in a cup. Go ahead and turn it vertical.
Oh, so sorry.
Corn in a cup, and that's one of those. It's kind of a newer fad over there.
Isn't it the elote corn?
Yeah, and it's delicious. We got the traditional corn dog with ketchup and mustard.
A corn dog.
A corn dog.
It's not the foot long that.
It could be. We have no context of this.
You ever had a Polish dog?
No, it's a Polish dog.
Polish corn dog.
What's a Polish corn dog?
It's a Polish sausage with a corn dog batter.
That's baller. The super chilled beer, 27 degrees.
I do like Stan.
How they do that without freezing is beyond me. And then
mystery.
Science.
And then we've got the lobster roll. So we know where this thing's going to rank. I mean, I'd rank it right where it goes.
Number 1.
Number 1 is going to be your lobster roll.
Number 1 is lobster roll. I want to say, just because if I don't rank this number 2, I'll never hear the end of it from Beatrice Ashley O'Day. Beatrice Ashley Josephine O'Day. So she is actually a Campbell by.
Oh.
So
there we go. We're back.
The corn dog is
There.
The corn dog is number 2. I do love me a corn dog.
Okay.
My dad last year I'm so fortunate he got to come to the fair before he passed. He would come to the fair and he's like, let's go get a corn dog. I go, Dad, I have a restaurant. He goes, I don't want your shit. I want a corn dog.
The namesake,
I want a corn dog.
The namesake does not want your food.
So I would take photos of him getting a corn dog and send it to the Campbells and be like, hey, I have a restaurant, but my dad doesn't want my shit.
You can't go wrong with the corn dog. It's a classic.
I'm a big cheese curd guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I eat these probably once a day. I'll probably go get a couple and then have like 4 or 5 of them. I don't eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
But these are delicious. The garlic cheese curds. Oh, so good.
It's a must.
I'm going to need to wash something down with that. So it's probably Stan Kranovich's 27 degree super chill beer.
Okay. Number 4.
He won't give me that stuff, but it's delicious. His brother-in-law, Kevin Stetson's the bartender, so I think he probably should be fired.
That out there.
Deep fried Twinkie, cookies, or elote
If
corn.
it was a deep fried Oreo, that would be number 1, but it's not. So I'm going to go with the cookie. Barksdale cookie. I probably buy 10 of these buckets during the fair. Well, because I have over 110 employees.
Yeah.
They're not all there at the same time, but we try to take care of them and feed them. And who doesn't like a couple cookies throughout the day? And then I'm going to go deep fried Twinkie. This is delicious. I mean, who doesn't like,
Anything.
come on.
Sweet, deep fried.
And then I do like corn. I mean, I think that looks like bacon, or is that just a Mexican spice?
I think it's just a Mexican
If
spice.
they had bacon in there, that would be up there, but it's...
I mean, they're all good.
I'm kind of a corn purist. I mean, I'm going to have corn tonight.
You just want it on the cob with your...
Cob, butter, good salt.
Oh.
Perfect.
All right, there you go. There's Brooks's top 7.
Top 7. What's your top one?
Oh, my top... Well, right now it's the lobster roll.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't know. Like, there's so many good food. There's so many food options. Like, but the must-haves are probably... I can't even think of them. Pork chop on a stick, or the pork chop from the pork tent. Yeah. And then I have to get a gyro while I'm there, too.
Oh,
the gyros are just fire. So,
what are your thoughts on the crescenti?
Never had a crescenti. Never had a crescenti. I know I've been to the fair all this time. Are you still dead? This mic does not like you. There, we're good.
You've never had a crescenti?
I've never had a crescenti. My parents did not raise me right for being a Des Moines native.
That actually is my favorite fair food.
Okay.
I think it's mine too.
Okay.
I mean, I probably have.
So I need to go get a crescenti.
Do you like the sweet one or the savory one?
The savory more. We'll eat the sweet for breakfast sometimes, but I'm more of the savory guy.
Okay, so crescentis.
Yeah.
Go get one.
Crescenti, the combo with a little hot sauce.
Oh fuck! So fair. I said it again.
Well, now I feel like I'm missing out on life right now.
Well, when we go to Keith Urban, we'll stop by and get a lobster roll and a crescenti.
Chucky's Tenderloin, which is near the Iowa Craft Beer Tent, is delicious.
The strawberry smoothies, I know they're generic, but
Classic.
I love those things. And the Barksdale cookies.
Botter's Peppermint Bar.
Oh,
those are good.
Laffy Taffy.
Yep. I'm a deep fried Oreo guy.
Yes.
The Polish dog.
Okay, I'll have to try that.
Yeah, I will have to try that because I'm a corn dog gal. So I'll have to try the Polish version.
I'm trying to think what else.
Or the breakfast corn
Refrain
dog.
your jokes.
Oh, no. Parlor Pizza on top of the hill.
Oh, yeah.
They have the wood-fired pizza.
Mm-hmm.
It's delicious.
Do you get something different every day?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't just eat lobster rolls?
No.
I
will cut them in half and eat half of one.
Yeah.
I mean...
But I'm on my feet. I'm on my feet probably 12 hours a day.
How many calories are in these?
I don't know.
We don't calorie count during the fair. We throw that out the window, right?
Yeah,
I need to try your Nashville hot chicken sandwich.
It is effing hot. It's fucking hot.
Yeah.
I went to I brought this up before. I've been to urgent care because of a Nashville hot chicken sandwich. So,
Wait, I think I remember that.
yeah, so it can't be that hot.
It might
Okay.
be.
I might have to give it a whirl. Really quick, last piece of advice for anyone looking to live life the way you kind of have. Not be Brooks, but like that fearless mentality of just going out, finding what you love and going after something and start it small, but create this just kind of not empire, but I'm going to call it Bacon Fest empire.
Sure. Just don't be afraid to try things, and not everything you're going to do is going to be successful. I mean, you're going to have failures. I mean, I've had events that have unfortunately sucked and we didn't do well and we lost money, but then I've had events that have been great and we've knocked it out of the park. And it's just try to associate yourself with a good crew of people and who are like-minded, who you can help develop and create fun events. And I've been able to do that with whether it's in Japan or Iceland or here at the Iowa State Fair, or with Bacon Fest, or a Bacon ride, or a Pigtails ride, or all sorts of stuff. And it's just surrounding yourself with fun, like-minded people who aren't afraid to work and try new things. I mean, you can't just do the status quo all the time. You have to, again, put yourself out there and not be afraid to fail. And again, you could, but you could do well. So.
Well, awesome. This has been great. Will you let the people know where JR's is at, where we can follow you on social, all that stuff, so we can keep up with you during fair time?
Sure. JR's is pretty much in the heart of the fair. Mm-hmm. If you go up Grand Avenue and take a right on Rock Island Avenue at the Triangle, kind of after Jalapeno Pete's, we're down about 200 yards. We're across from the Cattle Pavilion. We're near the Sky Glider, the Western Sky Glider, I guess, that goes from the west side of the fairgrounds, comes right to where we are. We're kind of near the Jacobson building, so we're in really in the heart of the fair. We're on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter on JR SouthPork Ranch. We've got some fun videos coming out, actually, I think today.
So make sure if you're getting something to JR's, take some pictures, tag you guys, right?
Yeah, tag us. I think what are all our hashtags? I should know those. I can't remember.
We'll link them for you.
Sure. But we have a lot of great fun, and we're doing some celebrity ranch hands this year. We've got some fun folks lined up for that, and we're looking forward to be a great year at the Iowa State Fair. Hopefully this heat breaks and it gets. I want mid 80s.
Like Ragbri had last week.
Ragbri. I was up on Tuesday in where was I? I was with the Iowa Beer Bus. What was Rodman, Iowa? Little town. No, it was at an abandoned school. It was very interesting, kind of creepy.
Yeah, that's really creepy.
That's for another podcast. We'll break that one out.
Iowa schools.
And will you be dressed like this every day?
I will. I'm actually curating my outfits right now and putting together my shirts and short combos. My sister will have to probably wash some of my shorts, throughout the fair. I give her a bag so I have all my nephews working for me. I think I have 5 nieces and nephews and 2 of my sisters, and so I'll usually give my sister a bag at the end of the night. I'm like, hey, go wash these please. But I'll try to. I mean,
that's great.
I don't leave the fair for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
that's great.
Well, we wish the best of luck to you this upcoming fair season. We will be stopping by for sure.
Thank you so much for the Lobster.
Oh, my
anytime.
God.
Coming on. This has been a blast. So
it's been awesome. Thanks again for your time. And until next time, we'll see ya.
Thank you.
Bye.